anyways, long story short, I was in the hospital at Kaiser. I flatlined for 4 seconds. I died on the table. And they kept telling me every day I'm probably not going to live. I was on a respirator, or what do they call it?
Yeah, the respirator.
Ventilator, sorry.
Oh, okay.
And so I just was thinking, I'm like, all right, I can't talk. You know, I don't know what's going on. The world's ending. I can't have any visitors. So Snoop was checking on me. And I says, man. So when I finally got the ventilator off, I called Snoop and I says, you want to get really tight with the Mexicans? And he says, yeah, I love your people. Just verbatim. He says, I love your people. And I said, okay, cool. I'm going to call the biggest Mexican band in the world, and we're going to do a collaboration. And he goes, I'm in, Bob. So I said, okay. So I talked to Banda in Mexico, Sonora, and they said, oh, that'll be big. So they were sending ideas, and Snoop said, give me a little bit. I'm going to write the song. I said, all right, cool. They had already wrote the instrumental. So I got out of the hospital. The world's coming back to normal. I went, not normal, but, was getting there. I was at the beach and I was smoking weed, which I never do, just taking a walk in Huntington Beach, right? No one cared. Cops weren't stopping nobody. It was like free for all, right?
Yeah.
And Snoop texts me, it's ready. No, and he goes, it's done. And I said, well, what do you mean? Are we done? I didn't know what he meant.
Right. I
was like a scared boyfriend. You know what I mean? Well, we're done. What did I do? And he goes, no, fool, the song. I said, what song? Because I'm high,
Right.
And he goes, just look at your phone. So I put my headphones on. And remember, I'm high as can be. And I heard this song. It was Que Maldición. And he's rapping in Spanish. And it's just like, it's a masterpiece, bro. And I called him. I almost wanted to cry. That's how dope it was. Because I knew it was going to change a lot of things for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And he told me that D-Smoke wrote the lyrics. D-Smoke's, he's Mexican and black. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he speaks full Spanish. You know that.
Yes.
We've had him on here. And, man, that song became one of the biggest hits, pandemic, post-pandemic, everything. And it really did introduce Snoop to a whole new audience. And it really started that whole thing we were trying to do as a black and brown.
Yes.
I mean, I know I've touched on it before, but it was really important because at our concerts, like if you look out at our crowd, it's puro, raza and black. And to me, it's like when we're not fighting at these shows, bro, it's a beautiful testament to what we were trying to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was cool. And again, people always love Snoop. He's always been Snoop Dogg. But then he became Theo Snoop.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Theo Snoop.
Yeah, and he really, really does love the Mexican people, bro. That's not an act. That's not,
right, it's real.
He genuinely loves, just Mexican people, and people in general, but that was cool, bro. And then Latinos embraced him.
That's a good thing. Now you answered my question. I was going to ask you, what was the response that you got when that song dropped?
Oh, I mean, it was incredible. I mean, look, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, people just didn't believe it was real. And then when it came out, it was like, wow. The only kind of sad part is we couldn't really support it with live shows because we were still doing, the whole 6 feet. You couldn't do live shows.
Yeah.
So we even did the video, which was just a cartoon in the beginning.
Oh, yeah,
you know that. We had to do a cartoon version of it. It wasn't until about a year later that we did a remix with Becky G, and we filmed it in San Pedro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we filmed it in your hood. And it was cool, man. But that really started to start the whole process with the black and brown, and I think a lot of relations got better behind that. And Snoop was just after that he did songs with Ovi and Nata and other big names, but nothing really hit the way we did like that song.
Okay, now. How was it received in Mexico?
Huge. Every TikTok had little old ladies, dancing and doing the thing. And it just, like I said, it did exactly what we hoped it would. We just didn't know it was going to be that big.
Holy shit. Okay. Yeah. Now, and I think maybe a couple of years later, because I think this might have dropped maybe about a year ago, if I'm correct, you did the same group, Banda MS with Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Okay.
The theme was a little bit different. Snoop's whole thing behind that song was a testament to his wife because he's never home, and he loves Shantae. And that was kind of like an apology. Like it was just saying I think about you all the time, even though I'm not home all the time. But believe me, you're the one I want to come home to, and let's go drink tequila, let's go to Mexico, and celebrate blah, 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 when I get home. Whereas Ice Cube's is a little more political because that's just who Cube is.
Yes.
He's a spokesperson. I convinced him to do it because I had told him when he wrote that manifesto, I said, look, you forgot one thing. You forgot the Latinos. We suffer just as much as black people do. We get discriminated against. We're told that we're supposed to be washing dishes and yada, yada, yada. And when, I kind of told him forcefully because I was passionate about it. We were in this trailer at one of our shows in, I forgot where, somewhere out there in the sticks, Santa Maria. And he looked at me like I was crazy, and I thought he was going to kick me out of his thing. He goes, "Well, what you got in mind?" I said, "Let's do music. That's how we reach people." And we did a very, very politically driven song, or not so much political, because he's not choosing left or right, or you know,
Right.
It was just about, you know, the imagine being on the other side. You know, imagine us as Americans being discriminated. You know what I mean? That we're the ones that have to sneak out of America to go to Mexico. You know, and it was pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
It's called ¿Cuál Fronteras? You know?
Right,
¿Cuáles
right.
Fronteras? It was just amazing, man. And Cube showed up to the video shoot, not knowing any Spanish, and he walked away a big fan. You know?
Really?
Yeah, it was cool, man.
You know what was crazy? Because I saw him standing there, and then as a producer, okay, I don't think like a rapper. That's why I love interviewing rappers, because I'm not one.
Right.
You know, I'm expecting, when I hear even those different type of music, I'm expecting, and I'm thinking, I'm looking at him while they're playing their music, and I'm thinking, okay, what's he hearing? Where's his metronome?
Right.
You know, and then he started busting, and he's on time.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, that guy's a fucking genius.
And I got to watch some of it when he actually filmed it. I mean, when he actually recorded it, it was just amazing, bro. Like again, his biggest thing was he was nervous about the Spanish parts.
Yeah.
And I said, don't be nervous. Like, just be you. You know, be Ice Cube, because that's what we're expecting. You know, and
Yeah.
he did the yay yay, and you know what I mean. It was cool, bro. So it was interesting to see a veteran and an OG like him get nervous. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Right.
And again, I told him, I says, if you don't think that Wallow and Alan are just as nervous, like, you're wrong, bro. You're like, these are who they look up to. You know, the Ice Cubes, the Snoops, and
Yeah.
it's been amazing, bro.
That's awesome. And what was the response that you guys got from that?
That was again, the vibe was different. So it was received very well. We did a real video. It was dope. We went out there in the desert and did it. But again, it was received differently in the sense that Game La Edición was like a fun party song. This was more of like, okay, cool. Like, this is a more serious song. So,
Yeah.
you know, you're never going to get the same response when you're talking like love and tequila and
Right.
you know, getting fucked up versus, you know, we want to be the power. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, but again, both things achieved the same goal.
That's
It's just
awesome.
that black and brown unity, you know?
That's awesome. Has Cube or Snoop ever performed with them? I believe
yeah.
Snoop has, right?
Snoop has. Cube is going to. It's just a matter of getting the right show. We were going to do Mexico, and things fell apart, but we're still going to go out there.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
That'll work.
Yep.
I had something that I wanted to bring up that we kind of touched on last time,
Mm-hmm.
and you had mentioned, before it, well, let me just get into it since I brought it up.
Yeah.
That your grandmother, if I'm correct, was a big Elvis fan.
Oh, yeah, huge.
Okay. Now, I follow you on Instagram, and by the way, I want to apologize for something, because this is now my 7th Instagram page.
Right.
And I remember the last time I saw Cartoon, he asked me, he goes, bro, why do you want to follow me and follow me again?
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, I'm sorry. And I go, my pages keep getting deleted, so I make another one, and then I follow you, and you're thinking I unfollowed you, and I'm unfollowing you again. I didn't do that, bro. I didn't do that.
Right.